But you would have to say that's an interesting clash. But anyway, Everton get us underway in terms of the kits, of course, and Everton are kicking from right to left in this first half. Crystal Palace from left to right. So we're off and running here, and Everton straight away have possession of the ball, but Crystal Palace have won it back there, and that's going to be a foul on Wharton. Just gone down inside the centre circle. Adam Wharton, 22 years of age now, midfielder. He's actually been injured for most of pre-season. Did return for the 2-1 victory over Fulham. And that was, of course, a friendly game. And also played in the 3-0 defeat to Freiburg. So seems okay to start this afternoon, as Crystal Palace will have possession just deep inside their own half. Here is Munoz, knocks it back to his centre half. Camvo out to the left to Riyad now. 3 centre halves, of course, for Crystal Palace. Be interesting to see what the new head coach has to put together, doesn't it? And well, Pierre Sarge did well with Lens last season. Second place finish for them in the French top flight. So I'm sure Palace supporters will be hoping that we can repeat the feat, as they say. As Palace have possession then, just inside their own half. The ball has gone back to Chris Richards, in the centre of the back three. Back to Camvo, now Muniz. Palace just playing the football down that near side. That looked a foul, certainly is there. Everton have rarely touched the ball at the moment in the opening stages here. Kameda it was that went down under the challenge. The Japanese midfielder, his second season following signing from Lazio. Yet to score a goal, would you believe? A league goal for Crystal Palace. Dashi Kameda, although of course he is more known for his shielding in the midfield, isn't he? As Palace will come forward. They were looking for a free kick there. Jean-Philippe Mateta went down. Referee has decided against it. So Everton have possession on this near side. Here is Roll. Was on loan, wasn't he, with Everton last season before making his deal permanent from Freiburg in the summer. Playing right back today, can play midfield, but Everton are in trouble, and Crystal Palace down the left hand side. Mateta, oh, it's over the bar. What a chance there in the opening 2.5 minutes for Crystal Palace. Well, Everton fell asleep there down the left hand side, not sure what they were doing. And in the end, it was a driving run from Mitchell. He got inside the penalty area, pulled it back, and Mateta is inside the 6-yard area on the left-hand side with the outside of his right boot. Somehow, he puts it over the bar when it looked easier to hit the target. Oh, what a chance there for Jean-Philippe Mateta. You certainly wouldn't bank against him missing that. 12 league goals last season, 14 the season before, 16 the season before. Tallies have gone down a little bit, but in the meantime, here come Everton. On the left-hand side, the cross is whipped in. It's away in the end by Palace. And now Mitchell will try and forage forward, and the ball goes out for a throw. But just going back to that opportunity, as I say, Mateta, goal-scoring machine. They absolutely love him at Crystal Palace. He recently turned 29 years of age. Certainly proven pedigree when it comes to scoring goals in this league, that's for sure. But what a chance that was. And Everton, as I say, they went to sleep. They just didn't pick up the process there, the way Palace worked it down that left-hand channel. And here come Everton now, in the middle of the park. Here is Armstrong. Here is Hackney now, switches play over to the left-hand side. Of course, a signing from Middlesbrough, Hayden Hackney. As here come Crystal Palace coming forward again, and in the end the ball has gone all the way back to Jordan Pickford in the Everton goal. Well, what a start we've had here in the opening stages or so, as Everton trying to drive forward there down the left hand side. It's a foul there on Enjoy. Referee says no, so Palace will pick up the pieces in the middle of the park, and there is Camvo. He will switch play, the Frenchman, JD Camvo. Signed from Toulouse, of course, his first season in English football last season, where he played 20 league matches. But Palace have lost possession, and Everton could come forward, and here's Enjoy, low ball into the area, and in the end it's grasped well. Well, it could have been a real problem. It was actually Georgie who picked it up on the left side of the area. He drilled it low across the 6-yard area, but the ball was captured very comfortably by Dean Henderson. The Crystal Palace goalkeeper kept 11 clean sheets last season. Now they would love him to start, as you mean to go on today. As Palace now will have it once again in the shape of Camvo. 6 minutes gone here. If you have just tuned in, then a very good afternoon to you. You are tuning in, you are listening to us. Unofficial studio-based off-tube commentary. Everton against Crystal Palace. Currently goalless here between these two sides. And we will, of course, try and bring you up to date as well with the other Premier League, or league games, should I say, that are going on at the moment. Ball goes out for a throw there, and that will be a throw-in. Well, Nketiah tried to let that go. Just seeing that chance again, Mateta, what an opportunity that was. It was Nketiah who actually pulled the ball back to Mateta, but somehow outside of the right foot, over the bar it goes. The ball goes back in the shape of Henderson, out to Camvo again, who strides forward towards the centre circle, foot on the ball at the moment, waiting for a bit of possession, rolls it through the midfield. It is good play by Crystal Palace here. Here is Muniz on the right hand side, under pressure, pokes it forward, Mateta on the chest, here come Palace, there's the ball through, chance for Nketiah, tries to pull the ball back from the right hand byline, but well cut out there by Everton, got in the way brilliantly, did Mikalenko, and he's got the ball back, and he's looking for a free kick. I think it was actually Roll and Mikalenko combining, the two full backs, which were on the same side, would you believe, but they were just trying to help there get the ball clear. And what a chance that was. Well, I can tell you the Prime Minister's here today, of course a well-known toffee, Andy Burnham. And what he's made of his side start so far. Not convincing as yet, as Camvo slides in. That will be a throw in there on this near side for Everton to take, which they do quickly. Mikalenko plays a short ball there, it's given away, and Palace will pick up the ball in the middle of the park. Here is Kameda, Wharton out to this right hand side to Muniz. Muniz is going to clip it in with his right foot as he pulls it into Nketiah. Great sliding tackle there by Roll, slid in, cleared it away. That could have gone absolutely anywhere there. Palace just pinballing around the Everton penalty area there. Very quick passing. And well done. Everton just got in the way to clear it away. Merlin Roll there. So they will be satisfied with that, I'm sure. As ball goes back to Henderson now in the Crystal Palace goal. Going to take a touch, he's going to hit it forward. It's a poor ball, and Everton almost made the most of it there. Well, he didn't get the distance on it there. Crystal Palace goalkeeper, it didn't even reach the halfway line, and it came off the Everton man Armstrong, but he couldn't control it, and then it ran loose back into the Crystal Palace goalkeeper's hands. But could have gone absolutely anywhere again then. Well, you do expect that on the opening day, don't you? Little mistakes here and there, and both teams feeling each other out, trying to find their competitive edge, which of course you can't really find, can you, in pre-season? Let's be fair. It's all about the work in pre-season, isn't it? Now the nitty-gritty starts. Here is Chris Richards for Crystal Palace now. Rolls it out to the left-hand side to Riyad. Riyad hits it forward down the left-hand side. It's a good ball as well. It finds Mitchell. Nketiah, lovely combination here. Mateta, great play. Palace have played this ball superbly, and then the shot is blocked there on the edge of the D. and Everton will come away with it now. Here is George. George switches play over to that right-hand side. Is he going to be kept in? It is going to be kept in very, very well there by Njai. Controlled it, side-footed it inside, and now Everton have possession in the middle of the park. Here is Hayden Hackney. Not really got on the ball so far, the former Middlesbrough man. Out to the left-hand side to Mikalenko. Plays it inside to George. George on this left-hand channel, hugging the touchline here on the centre circle. Rolls it down the line. Mikalenko trying to get past his man. Palace do well though. Good interception, good play there by Cambo. Got stuck in and rolled it back to his goalkeeper. Possession play there. Now Palace will try again. Nketiah on the turn. Out to the left-hand side to Mitchell. Mitchell side foots it into Adam Wharton. Switches play on that left-hand side. Tried to clip it into the Everton penalty area on that right-hand channel, but read well by Branthwaite. Everton will try and come away with the ball, but again they've given it away. Wharton. Both sides really treating the ball like a hot potato at the moment, has to be said. Here is Mitchell on the left-hand side. Clips the ball into the box, a decent one. It's come out to Muniz with a shot. Oh, and it's tipped up in the air by Pickford. And then eventually he just about keeps the ball from going out for a goal kick. And he clears it forward. Well, that was half a chance there for Crystal Palace, the way they worked it well. And nice bit of play down that left-hand side, it has to be said. Mitchell it was that clipped the cross into the box. And it reached Muniz, who was at the back stick, and then he fired the shot in, and Pickford just pushed the ball up in the air, and as he did, it looked like the ball was going to drop out for a goal kick on that right-hand side, but somehow he kept it in. And here come Everton now, breaking forward in the halfway line. Little turn from Dewsbury Hall, over the halfway line he goes, scampering forward. Lovely side foot through. Here is Njai. Tees it up. Chance for Njai. Oh, brilliant save. Pushed away by the two hands of Henderson. Lovely play by Everton there. Turning the screw following Crystal Palace's attacking possession just a couple of moments ago. And it was Njai. Just played a lovely piece of football. 1-2. With Armstrong it was, inside the area, fired the shot in the right side of the area, but brilliant push away by Henderson. But it's not over yet. Everton have it again on the edge of the day. Out to the left-hand side to George now. He's into the penalty area. Tees it up for Hackney. Armstrong wants to go at it. So does Hackney. Two Everton players getting in each other's way there. Mateta eventually gets a foot on it and clears it away, but it's not gone yet. Here is Mikalenko on the left-hand side. Rolls it into George. Everton in possession on this left-hand side, 10 yards outside the Crystal Palace penalty area. Mikalenko hugging the touchline on this near side. Short ball into Hackney. Hackney finds Branthwaite. Branthwaite into his teammate Tarkowski, of course the Everton captain. Back to Mikalenko, now into Tarkowski again, who's in his fourth season now, or fifth season should I say, with Everton, signing from Burnley. As Everton will try and attack again with Njai on the right hand side. Two Crystal Palace plays for company, but he's darted past them both. Here he goes again. It's a good sliding tackle by Wharton, who stopped him in his tracks, because that could have ended up there. A bit of a problem for Crystal Palace, it has to be said, but Everton will have the ball back. Here is Tarkowski again. Branthwaite side foots it into Roll. Now Hackney out to the left hand side. Dewsbury Hall trying to take on his man. Back into the feet of George. Now here's Hackney, side foots it into the centre circle. Tarkowski out to this right hand side. Roll will try and run past Mitchell. Mitchell's trying to keep to him. Roll with a cross. It's gone over everybody's head though, and it goes out for a goal kick. Good pressure there by Tyreek Mitchell. Just wouldn't let him do what he needed to do there. Crystal Palace left back, got 2 assists and 1 goal last season in the league. But, of course, he's only ever had one club, hasn't he, Tyreek Mitchell? In terms of senior football, that was Crystal Palace. He actually came from Brentford back in 2016. Never played a senior game for them though. He's back into the feet of Dean Henderson. to the left-hand side. But both goalkeepers have certainly had a pushing save to make so far. Henderson making the save from Enjoy. Nunez forced Pickford into a very similar one at the other end, but that's really been it so far. Mateta did put one over the bar for Crystal Palace as well. Bit of a sitter that one, but still goalless here. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0, but Crystal Palace will drive forward towards the Everton penalty. It's a good challenge there by Enjoy. Wouldn't let him go anywhere there. Enjoy wins it back tremendously. Good work right there. Rolls it down the right hand side. Roll will use his pace on the right hand side. Tries to take on Mitchell. Puts a low ball into the area. Cleared away by Camvo, and then Chris Richards. And now Palace will come forward again. It's end-to-end stuff here, has to be said. Both teams, although they do squander possession, or have been, in the opening quarter of an hour or so here on Merseyside, they have certainly been trying to drive forward. No defensive solidarities from these two, that's for sure. Of course, David Moyes is very well known for that, isn't he? But Everton certainly trying to show what they can do on the front foot, although Crystal Palace have had the most shots so far, 3 in total to Everton's 1. There's the little 1-2 between Camvo, out to Muniz on this right-hand side now. Into Wharton, try to play forward first time. The ball's come back kindly for Wharton, clips the ball over the... A chance here for Nketiah! Oh, what a save by Pickford! Pushes it onto the post! What a brilliant save from Jordan Pickford! Well, that's the best chance of the lot. And Crystal Palace were so close to taking the lead there. Adam Wharton with just a deft little dink over the top of the Everton defence, and Nketiah takes it down and then tries to side foot with his right foot into the far right corner, but Pickford with a brilliant save to tip the ball onto the right hand post. And here come Everton at the other end. It's woke them up a little bit. Enjoy out to the right hand side to Roll back to Enjoy. Where's he going to go? Into Armstrong. Armstrong's got Hackney with him, but instead he uses Mikalenko. Everton have it 10 yards outside the Crystal Palace penalty area. Now into George, 2 to B, cuts inside, curls it right footed. It's high, it's handsome, it's over the bar. Well, I'm sure we'll take a look at that again. What a chance for Crystal Palace, within a lick of paint of taking the lead. Give credit to Jordan Pickford though, the England goalkeeper. What a save that was. Here we go again. So it's Wharton with the clip over the top, took down brilliantly by Eddie Nketiah. Tried to side foot it into the far right corner, but what a save by Pickford. Got a strong left hand to it to tip the ball onto the left hand upright. Super save there to deny Crystal Palace the lead. And well, he will know what a big chance that was. He did score in pre-season in the 3-1 win over Ula Ala. Eddie Nketiah, former Arsenal man, only got 2 league goals last season compared to his 3 the previous. Not really a goal-scoring guru, it's fair to say, but that was a big chance for him. No doubt about that one. You can certainly see that Pierre Sage is a little bit frustrated by that one. I think he knows that should have been taken. But, Jordan Pickford, the man who stopped it, got 11 clean sheets last season. Jordan Pickford from his 38 matches. Will be a throw to Everton on this right hand side. Taken quickly. Crystal Palace will come away with the ball here. And here they come. Here is McNeil on the left hand side. Low ball into the box, could be a chance there. It's cut out and it's cleared away. Oh, that was a real opportunity there. Here's Wharton back out to McNeil. He can't keep it in, and it will be an Everton throw. Of course, Dwight McNeil, this former Everton player, joined Crystal Palace in the summer after 4 seasons with the Toffees. Didn't play as much as he would have liked last season, just the 22 league games. The ball will go out for a throw. We've had 20 minutes gone here on Merseyside. You're listening to unofficial studio-based off-tube commentary. It is Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. A very good afternoon if you have just tuned in to us. Now, just to bring you up to date then with the other scores, it finished Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. That was the early kick-off, and it's currently goalless between Ipswich and Sunderland, and Nottingham Forest and Leeds. Meanwhile, Brentford face Spurs, but that's a little later on. As Roller's gone down, that'll be a free kick, will it? Certainly will. Referee Paul Tierney operating decision. So Everton will take the free kick quickly. Here is Mikalenko. Back into the feet of Tarkowski. Certainly knocked the ball around very comfortably. For a little bit of pressing there with Crystal Palace, but not to be. Incidentally, Pierre Sarge, who's taken his first league match for Crystal Palace. Only 2 of 16 Palace managers have won on their debut. Sure he won't want to be included in that tally, will he? As Pickford puts it over to that left-hand side. Branthwaite clears it forward over the halfway line, down the left-hand side. It's a great ball. George has took it down, and here he goes, driving forward. Tried to play the ball inside there, but Kameda, give him credit, put his foot in the way, blocked the pass from being made, and it will be an Everton throw on this near left-hand side. It'll be the Ukraine Mikalenko to take it. I have to say, he's one of the most underrated left-backs, I think, in the top flight of English football. Is Mikalenko. Really do like the guy. I think he's got something. And I'm quite surprised he hasn't moved to a bigger club, to be fair. But he's certainly shown his loyalty in that Everton shirt on that left-hand side. So he will pick up the ball once again here. And the pass from Hackney. Rolls it down the line into George. George plays it back into the feet of Hackney again. He's just walking pace at the moment. It's the left-hand side to Mikalenko. Nice little back heel there by Armstrong, trying to get Mikalenko on the go, but that's good defending by Richards there. Prods it out for a throw-in. Everton will have a throw. It's level with the Crystal Palace penalty area on this near left-hand side. Mikalenko looking to take it. Throws it down the line. 3-1-2 as Hackney tried to revert the pass back, but Palace come away with it. Kameda always giving the ball away very cheaply. Everton have it. Is Enjoy, skips past one. Pass 2 is into the penalty area. Lovely jinking play by Enjoy. Still got it to the byline. Gets the cross in. Blocked by Richards. That'll be a corner. And I think that's the first corner of the afternoon. I'm pretty sure. Well, here it goes to Everton. But lovely play there by Enjoy. The way he just... And they're claiming for a penalty there, Everton. A foul on Tarkowski. Well, of course, VAR will view that. Camvo is the man adjudged to have possibly pushed Branthwaite down there inside the box. Now, it all happened so quickly, it's very difficult to tell. There isn't much movement from David Moyes and Alan Irvine on the bench, I must admit. Everton coach and assistant, of course, but let's just have a look. Oh, Camvo, I'm not so sure. Let's have a look. The header came back in. Well, he's certainly taken some of him, but has he took enough of him with the ball? Or is it 6.5 a dozen of the other? Well, they both go in for the ball as the ball comes down, and it's a foot connection between the two. It's cleared by Camvo on the volley, but does he take Branthwaite out as he clears it? Branthwaite's limping. Well, we've seen those decisions given, haven't we, before? Those type of ones, but I'd say that's 6.5 a dozen of the other. And VAR, I don't believe, are checking it. So I think it's as we were. The referee Paul Tierney is is waiting actually, so VAR are checking it. Tim Wood and Adam Nunn are having a look at this, so we'll wait and see what happens here. Maybe this will be a penalty. Well, I did say there was definitely contact between the two. Let's have a look again. It's clipped into the box from the right hand side. It's a lovely little left foot ball in from Mikalenko, and as it comes, let's just have a look. They're looking at offside as well. And is he offside in the build-up, Branthwaite? I think he... Oh, it's very, very tight. But just to describe what happened, the ball was punted over to the left-hand side. It was headed back in to the penalty area by Armstrong. And as he heads it back in, that's where the connection comes. As the ball drops down, Camvo and Branthwaite both go for the ball. Camvo connects with Branthwaite, but Branthwaite, they both connect to each other, really. It's very close, but they're looking at the offside first, so I think this will be given, you know. I really do. I think they're going to give this penalty to Everton if there is no offside decided. But we've had 2 minutes already, and this is the problem, isn't it? It takes so long for a decision to be made. Now, Paul Tierney is going to make a decision. This is going to be interesting here. Is it going to be offside? Is it going to be a penalty to Everton? Well, we're about to find out any minute now. David Moyes is saying, Alan Irvine, they didn't really complain, and that's where I think the contacts. And in fact, no, there is no penalty to Everton. It's been viewed, and it will be a free kick to Crystal Palace. So they haven't said whether it's offside or anything, because we've only got little views on the monitor here in front. But I can tell you, no penalty to Everton. So after all that, 3 minutes or so, which I'm sure will be added on in first half stoppage time, then that is the decision. So Henderson clears it forward, and would you believe it, it goes out for a throw-in. So after all that, Henderson's right-footed clearance goes straight out for a throw. So Everton have possession once again, which they take quickly with the throw, but they've lost possession now, and it's going to go all the way back to Dean Henderson in the Crystal Palace goal. We've played 28 minutes. You're listening to unofficial studio-based off-tube commentary, where it is currently Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. As Camvo finds Mitchell on that left-hand side. The ball goes out. Well, a throw, or is it a... No, it's a free kick to Everton. They've been given a free kick there. So they've got it on that far right side of the pitch, but it's going to go all the way back to Pickford anyway. Everton being cautious on that occasion, don't want to make a mess of it, but they make a mess of that one. Roll has just, or Tarkowski rather, has just cleared the ball straight into touch on the far side, which Crystal Palace will look to try and keep possession. Roll has won it back there, then he feeds it forward, but straight into the feet of the Crystal Palace player. Here's Camvo now. He's going to try and clip it forward right-footed down the right-hand channel into Jean-Philippe Mateta, who's been a bit quiet since he missed that golden opportunity for Palace in the opening stages. Here's Mikalenko now, driving over halfway. Feeds it into George. George is going to try and run it. A couple of challenges there. In the end, he has to go all the way back. He was put under pressure well. Was Tyreek George, 20 years of age. He joined from Chelsea, around £21 million. Played 11 league games last season, but in the meantime, Crystal Palace are trying to break forward there. It's a great tackle. Great tackle from Tarkowski to stop the Palace attack. Here is Mikalenko now, into that man George. Lovely 1-2. Everton attacking down the left-hand side. Mikalenko plays it inside. Oh, that's a foul, and it will be. And there might be the first booking here for Kameda, and there is. The referee straight up to the Crystal Palace midfielder, and a yellow card to Daichi Kameda. And he got 3 yellow cards last season. Brought down Tierno Barry there. Just skipped past him. The Everton front man, who has to be said, has hardly really been able to get any touches on the ball 8 league goals last season, following his signing from Villarreal. He's got 2 goals in his last 3 though, in pre-season. I'm sure we'll be hoping the Frenchman can turn up again, produce the goods. But Everton have a free kick. It's about 15 yards outside the Crystal Palace penalty area, left of centre. Clipped into the box there by Hackney, over everybody's head, and they were looking for a corner there, Everton, as it come off Mateta's backward head. Well, they were certainly claiming for it. Tarkowski wanted that, that's for sure. Let's have a look. It was Dewsbury Hall actually who clipped it in left-footed, and no, it came off Enjoy last. So it will be a Crystal Palace goal kick, which interestingly is taken by Chris Richards instead of Dean Henderson to exchange the ball, and Henderson clears it away anyway. Not quite sure what that was about, but here's Enjoy on the right hand side. Looking to take on Riyad now. Plays it inside, Everton have it, just outside the area, and George was trying to drive his way forward, then Barry, but they couldn't quite find a way through. And now Crystal Palace will attack over the halfway line. Here's Kamada now. Is it for Dwight McNeil? Everton supporters know all about him, of course, trying to play the ball back to Muniz, but it wasn't to be. The ball is cleared away, but in the meantime Pickford's clearance has gone straight to Mateta, and Palace again squander possession right where they could have caused Everton some real problems there. Here is Dewsbury Hall. Everton on the attack, into George on the left hand side, cuts in on the right foot, lovely 1-2. Ball is going to be with Armstrong on the edge of the D. He can't get past Kamada, just flicks a foot out there. Does the Japanese midfielder, and he wins the ball back for Crystal Palace. But all of a sudden then, it felt like the turnover was in Everton's favour. Well, they've won 8 of their last 12 home meetings with Crystal Palace, drawing the other 4 of Everton. They failed to win in any of their final 7 league matches last season though. So they'll want to start things off in a much brighter note, won't they? But Crystal Palace have certainly made it difficult so far. And the other side that are on the ascendancy again on this left-hand side, but McNeil isn't going to get there. Tarkowski does, slides in on his former teammate there. A little wry smile between the two. Of course, former teammates. Crystal Palace will have possession. Here is Ward. First time ball, great ball to Nketiah. Tried to feed it through to Mateta there, but Everton clear it away. And now here's Armstrong. Feeds it out to that far right hand side. Enjoy, looking to take on Mitchell. Drives inside, does Enjoy. Mitchell sticking to him like glue there. And straight into the centre circle he goes. Now he's driving forward, and this is good play by Everton. Finds George, he's going to drive it left-footed. He goes for the shot from 20 yards out, takes a deflection and goes behind for a corner. Well, in the way was the Frenchman, J.D. Camvo. Stuck a leg out. Good job he did, the former Toulouse man, as it flicked off him and out for a corner. Or has it gone out for a throw? It's right by the corner flag actually. So they've got a bit of luck here, Crystal Palace. It will be a throw. Mikolenko will take it. It's right by the corner flag. There it goes. Flick on at the near post. Could be a chance here. Palace get it away. And all of a sudden it's come back to George. Low drive. Oh! Right across the face of goal. And inches wide of the far right hand post. Well, that's the best opportunity for Everton so far in this game. And it fell to Tyreek George there. Well, Palace just couldn't get it away. The ball eventually came to Branthwaite. He fed it through to Tyreek George. He's about 8 yards out, left hand side, and he drives it with his left foot, inches wide of that far right hand post. Low daisy cutter, but it wasn't to be for Everton, and the ball goes wide. And so there's a chance of taking the lead there for the Toffees, but in the meantime, here come Crystal Palace now on the left hand side. Here is Mitchell, feeds it into Kamada. Kamada looking for support. 3 Everton players around him on the centre circle at the moment, but he finds Chris Richards, has to go back. Now Camvo Feeds it inside, back to Chris Richards it'll go. Riyad is wanting it on the left side there, the back three, but Henderson opts for the clearance instead, headed back in by Tarkowski, a dangerous header as well. Barry just couldn't quite connect on the edge of the D there. But here come Everton again. Hackney, nice ball into Dewsbury Hall, turns on it, left hand side, picks out George. George cuts in. Is he going to clip it in with his right foot, George? No, he's going to try and take on two players. He's got Mikalenko to the left. He uses Mikalenko. There's the cross. That'll be a goal kick. In the end, Dewsbury Hall's cross from the left-hand side just goes behind for a goal kick. We've got 11 minutes to go until the break. It's Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. Palace coming the closest, really, where they hit the woodwork. This remains a stalemate so far. And now Crystal Palace will look to break forward. McNeil tried to get onto a pass through Kameda, but he can't do so. And we'll go out for a throw in to Everton on this near left-hand side, just 10 yards inside the Crystal Palace half. Here is Mikalenko. Has to roll it all the way back to Branthwaite. He then feeds it back to his goalkeeper there. Here is Pickford, flicks it out to the left-hand side. Seems to have had a real haircut, Jordan Pickford, there. In the meantime, here is Nketiah, trying to escape two challenges there, but Everton win it back. And here is Armstrong now, driving forward over the halfway line, picks out Dewsbury Hall. Out to the left-hand side to George. Mikalenko's made a galloping run down the channel, but unable to get there. And the ball comes off the Crystal Palace man and goes out for a throw-in on that near left-hand side. Now the ball is with Mikalenko again. It flings it down the left-hand channel. Crystal Palace will come away with the ball. Here is Wharton over halfway. Feeds it through to McNeil. There could be an opening. Now Nketiah. Great ball, Mateta. Oh, they've hit the post again, Crystal Palace. Another great chance there for the Eagles. Mateta, he really could. Missed an absolute sitter in the opening stages where he blazed over the bar, and this one, well, he just connects well, just too well, and the ball ricochets off the right hand post. So Crystal Palace will feel they are very unfortunate not to be ahead, it's fair to say. Once again it was that quick break down that left hand side which seemed to cause the problem. And it remains goalless here on Merseyside. Here is Muniz now on the right hand side. He goes over halfway, looking for support. Tried to poke it back to Kameda, but ball comes off Dewsbury Hall, but it comes back to Wharton, who does one of those chips with his left foot over the wall. Nketiah clips the ball. I can't quite find Mateta. You can certainly see what Crystal Palace are doing there, trying to use Wharton when he gets that ball, and those little delicious clips over the back of the defence. Already seen one chance which almost came to perfection for Palace, and he was certainly trying to do exactly the same there. But Everton, I wonder what David Moyes will have to say to his side at the break. I imagine he won't be too satisfied, really. As Everton are missing Christian Norgard, the man who signed in the summer from Arsenal. He picked up an injury, though, prior to coming to Everton, so still waiting for him to return. Sure, he would offer some real meat in the midfield, which seems to be the problem with Everton at the moment. They've got a lot of attacking flair, but they're struggling a little bit when the ball gets through the final third. But in the meantime, here's Dewsbury Hall driving forward, looking to change that. Here he goes into the penalty area. Chance for Barry. Oh, he can't control it, and he can't get the shot away. Well, that's better from Everton there. Much, much better. Dewsbury Hall driving over the halfway line. He's got to have run a good 30-40 yards there. Camvo on his back, no problem. Just sees him off and then plays the ball on the right-hand side of the Palace area, and Barry miscontrols it, and Palace are able to clear it. That could have been a real chance there had Tieno Barry been able to put that under control. You've had a free shot on goal, that's for sure. And here come Everton again, winning the ball back. That's better. I was just saying they were struggling to do that, but they've done it twice in the matter of moments. What do I know? Here's George now, driving in field, feeds into Dewsbury Hall. He's through here. Great for Dewsbury Hall. Brilliant run. Oh, the shot's come off Chris Richards. They think it's handball, Everton. But the referee has waved it away. Well, Dewsbury Hall again, the talisman there, driving forward into the area, and it's not over yet. He's got it again. He's into the box. Left foot shot. Oh, what a goal from Keenan Dewsbury Hall. He threatened to do it just a moment ago. He's done it now. And it's Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. It's a thumper from Keenan Dewsbury Hall with his left foot into the far right corner. Andy Burnham enjoyed that. And so did the Everton supporters. A wonderful finish there from a man with a lethal left foot, it's fair to say. Well, Palace lost possession with Muniz. Not sure what he was trying to do. Armstrong took it off him. He gets tees it up for Dewsbury Hall. He's down the left-hand side of the area. Takes a touch, adjusts his body and hits it low. Or smashes it with his left foot, and into the far right corner it goes. It's a beautiful finish from Dewsbury Hall. Pickford enjoyed that as well, and Everton, who have been under the cosh in this one, lead against the run of play by 1-0. And Dewsbury Hall gets the hand claps off the substitutes as well. What a finish it was. He leathered it left foot from 10 yards out on the left side of the area into the far right corner. It was actually higher than I originally thought, not low at all. It was middle of the far right corner. A beautiful strike from Dewsbury Hall. And that is the goal that separates the two sides here on Merseyside. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. Bit of a shock for Palace, that's for sure, who was certainly the side that were looking the more likely to score. Had the better chances, created the most clear-cut opportunities, but let's be fair, football's not about that, is it? It's about putting that ball in the onion bag, and that's what Everton have done here. Here come Crystal Palace, coming forward into Wharton. Takes a touch, goes down, referee says no, and here come Everton now, and they're swarming forward here on the counter-attack. Here is Roll, down the right-hand side, looking for support, clips the ball out to the left-hand side to George. George takes control of it, trying to take on Muniz, who's of course got the face mask there still. Trying to stand him up there is Muniz in the end. George feeds it back to Hackney, clips it right-footed towards the back post, oh, and it's headed behind by Mitchell for a corner. That was a vicious curler from Hackney towards the far post with his right foot there. Seen plenty of him doing that in a Middlesbrough shirt. Well, now he's doing it in an Everton shirt. Lovely cross, but Mitchell, he had the call from Henderson, he ignored it and flicks the header behind for what will be a corner here to Everton. It's their second corner of the afternoon. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time to play. Well, Dewsbury Hall, the man who has given Everton the lead, will take the corner. He takes it short on this far right-hand side. Here he goes, left-footed cross into the box it goes, but Henderson catches it very comfortably. Well, you have to wonder what Pierre Sarge will have to say to his team, really. At the breaks, there hasn't been a lot wrong from a Crystal Palace point of view. But he'll certainly have to lift his troops once more. Here is Camvo into Chris Richards now. This left-hand side, but for David Moyes, well, he'll just be delighted, won't he? His side have taken the chance. I'm sure there'll be a few little choice words though to improve the performance second half. Here is Wharton into Kameda, out to the left hand side to Camvo, down the left hand channel. Now Riyad, back to Kameda again, driving forward very cautiously, then he puts it out to the left hand side to Mitchell, takes a touch. Nketiah down the left hand channel, good challenge there by Tarkowski, and again, but Mitchell's in a battle with him right by the corner flag on this far right hand side, and Tarkowski's claiming he's gone down. He has, and that will be a free kick to Everton. Tyreek Mitchell pulling the Everton defender down there. Bit of frustration, I think. Maybe. From looked like Everton. As will be a free kick then to Everton, right by the corner flag. Well, Crystal Palace haven't won away at Everton since September 2014. Going 11 league visits since without a victory. So it's not a happy hunting ground for them, that's for sure. As Pickford clears it and the right hand channel it will go. Barry trying to flick it on, unable to do so. Volleyed forward by Hackney. George will collect it on this left hand side, he's took it down. He has certainly been a bright spark when he's had the ball as Tyreek George. Muniz has certainly struggled in terms of defensive prowess against him. Here is Pickford with the clearance down the right hand channel. The ball is headed behind for a throw-in. Just to bring you up to date then with the other league scores. It's currently Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1, and Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds United 0. In the meantime, finished Hull 2, Manchester United 0 in the earlier kick-off. Here is Muniz into Wharton. Palace have it inside the centre circle. Mateta turns on the ball, drives over halfway, feeds it out to the left-hand side. It's a good ball. Finds Mitchell now. They're going to take on Roll. Roll standing him up well. Mitchell's gone on the outside of him. Plays a little 1-2. Comes to Kameda, 30 yards from goal. Clips a beautiful ball. Chance. Oh, and the header's gone wide. Another chance for Crystal Palace. Maybe not as clear-cut as the other ones. But Daniel Muniz just came in on the blind side there and somehow puts his header wide. It was a beautiful chip into the box by Kameda. And he gets there ahead of George. Flicks the header wide of that left-hand post. But that's a real chance for Crystal Palace. It's another opportunity they can tick off that hasn't happened for them. And so it remains Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0 as we edge closer to the break. We've played just over 2 minutes of the 4 added on. As in fact, no, we have played the 4 added on. Well, that went quick, didn't it? Half-time score here on Merseyside. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. And a goal from Dewsbury Hall separating the two sides, where he drove the ball into the far right corner with his left boot. But Crystal Palace could well have been in front in themselves. They've had chances. Mateta's put one over the bar. He's also hit the post as well. Pickford also pulling off a fine save. But it's Everton that lead at the break. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Because they Welcome back to the second half here on Merseyside, where it is Everton 1, Crystal Palace 0. That goal from Dewsbury Hall separating the two sides, and what a strike it was as well, lashing it left-footed from the left side of the area into the far right corner. Well, you have to say that on the balance of play, that it was against the run of play, because Crystal Palace have been the side, have certainly showed the more integrity, hitting the post twice through Mateta, and then Nketiah forcing Pickford into a save which rebounded off the post. So you wonder what the new head coach Pierre Sarge has had to say to his team, ready for the second half. Doesn't appear like there's any changes from what we can see. If there is, of course, we will update you. Crystal Palace in all white shirts, shorts and socks. Everton in blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks. Everton kicking from left to right in this second half. Palace from right to left, and it'll be Kameda, the Japanese midfielder, who has yet to score a league goal in a Crystal Palace shirt. Did get booked in the first half, the only booking of the game so far. It will be he, though, that will get us underway. Or is he going to leave it for Wharton? No, he's going to leave it for Wharton. So Wharton gets us underway then. He rolls it back to Chris Richards, who thumps the ball over the halfway line. Just to run you through the two teams again. Everton have Pickford in goal, Roll, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mykolenko are the back four. Armstrong and Hackney the midfield two, with Enjoy, Dewsbury Hall and George behind Barry up front. That's for Crystal Palace. Henderson in goal, the back three, Camvo, Richards and Riyad, with Mitchell, Kameda, Wharton and Munoz making up the midfield four. Nketiah and McNeil are the two in front, playing behind Jean-Philippe Mateta. And Everton, of course, lead by that goal to 0. As Crystal Palace will have it at the back at the moment. Here is Camvo, just holding control of the ball at the moment, walking pace towards the centre circle. No real pressure on him. Now Barry will try and put him under pressure and try and win the throw. And he doesn't do quite succeed. So Munoz throws it back, and here is Wharton on the turn. Always lost possession. Everton have won it back, and here's Barry now towards the edge of the knee. Fires the shot in. It hits the back of Chris Richards, but it comes back. Everton trying to break through again. Palace do well though and get the ball clear. Here is Kameda out to Mitchell on this left-hand side. Just tries to poke it up the line, but it's a poor ball, and here comes Roll now for Everton. He goes down looking for the free kick. Referee decides against it. Now back to Armstrong. Feeds it out to Branthwaite. Out to the left-hand side to Mykolenko in the shining sun here on Merseyside. Now Barry, Everton playing the 1-2, and that's good football there by the team in blue. Out to the right-hand side to Enjoy. 1v1 now against the Palace man. Plays it down the line. Roll with a cross. That'll be a corner to Everton. Deflected off Tyreek Mitchell. Got in the way with his left boot. And stopped the cross from Merlin Roll, the German, who joined in the summer from Freiburg for around £25 million. He was on loan at Everton last season. He's a midfielder by trade, but filling in at right back today, which he has done so on a few games last season too. So Everton will have a corner then from this near right-hand side. Dewsbury Hall to take it, the goal scorer. Left-footed, flings it in towards the back post. Richards heads it away. They were looking for a foul, Crystal Palace, but referee again decides against it. Then the shot comes in. It takes another deflection, and that will be another corner to Everton, who have started this second half on the front foot. Something they certainly didn't do in the first. It was George's shot this time that took a pinging deflection, and out for a corner it will go. So Dewsbury Hall will do exactly what he did just a few moments ago. He'll get ready to take a corner from the same position on this far right hand side. It's going to be an in-swinging delivery with a left boot, the former Leicester man. There it goes, it's a decent one, right under the crossbar, punched away by Henderson. And now here's Mykolenko, feeds it out to the left hand side to George. He's under pressure from Nketiah. He goes past Nketiah, and then Munoz is in a battle. Oh, the ball's come to roll into the box. He tried the cross, deflected away. That will be a throw-in to Everton on that far left-hand side. Well, whatever David Moyes has said at half-time, it's certainly having an effect, that's for sure. Crystal Palace are the side that have just gone a little bit sleepy. So Mykolenko will take the throw, level with the Crystal Palace penalty and launches it into the near post, headed away by Richards. Ball will go back out for a throw to Everton. And Mykolenko will get ready to take it again in his 6th season now with Everton. The former Dynamo Kiev man. In it goes, but again Crystal Palace clear it away. And now here's George, tries to get into the box. It's a great challenge. It had to be a good challenge inside the box as well by the Crystal Palace man. Camvo got his foot in, and in the end he's had to clear it behind for what will be another corner to Everton. It's relentless pressure here from the Toffees, but not to be. It's cleared away, and now Palace will come forward. An aimless ball though, which goes to nothing, and Everton will pick up possession again. Here is Roll. They'll be a bit more cautious with that though. Back to Pickford, 5 minutes gone in the second half. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to unofficial studio-based off-tube commentary of Everton against Crystal Palace. Everton leading by a 1-0. As Palace will try and come forward. But Enjoy's nicked it back, and here's Enjoy driving through the field. Great ball into Dewsbury Hall. He's going to let fly here. He does let fly. But this time it's not quite the rocket of the left foot that we saw in the first half for the goal. Instead, it sails its way over the bar. I'm not sure if it took a deflection. No, certainly didn't. High and well over the crossbar with that one. Got it all wrong, Dewsbury Hall, on that occasion. He certainly didn't get it wrong in the first half, and that's the goal that separates the two sides. But Crystal Palace will have the goal kick in the shape of Henderson. Take it quickly. Ball is clipped forward. Now Wharton will gallop onto that. He gets a foot through, tries to slide it through there, but good defending by Everton there. Roll sees it safe. Here's Branthwaite. Oh, he's given the ball away. There's been a lot of that in this game from both sides, it has to be said. There's a crunching challenge by Wharton on Branthwaite there, but Branthwaite gets the throw. Slid in, did Wharton. He wanted it. Can't give him enough credit for going for the ball. It was nothing wrong with it. A one-footed slide tackle. But, it's gone out for an Everton throw, so no luck in terms of trying to turn over possession. I'm sure Wharton was trying to do. But here come Everton now, in possession themselves. Here is Roll over the halfway line, down the right-hand side. Rolls it down to Enjoy. He was trying to let the ball go past him, and Chadi Riyad has taken him down. That looks like it's a free kick. The Moroccan, maybe a little lucky not to be in the book there. It wasn't to be. Riyad signed from Real Betis back in 2024. He's hoping that this will be his breakthrough season. In the meantime, Enjoy puts the cross in, and the header is into the back of the net by Tieno Barry. And Everton have increased their advantage here on Merseyside. Andy Burnham, the Prime Minister, who's here today, applauds that one too. And what a delight it is for those Everton supporters. They lead by 2-0. And Tieno Barry, well, he's doing some kind of dance. I'm not quite sure what it is. Better than the goal. Well, maybe some would argue that, but what a lovely finish. It was Enjoy on the right-hand side. Beautiful delivery with his right foot, curled it in towards the 6-yard area, and there's Tieno Barry, central position, gets his head onto it, firm header, past Henderson, into the net. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. The ball actually hits the ground before it goes in. It's a downward header by Tieno Barry. And that's his third goal in his last 4 games, if you include the pre-season friendlies. Didn't score in the 1-1 draw with Lille, but did against Newcastle and Stuttgart. And now he's got another one to his collection. His first league goal of the season. He got 8 last season. He's off and running now in this one. And Everton lead by 2 goals to 0. And it has to be said, on second half showing, they fully deserve it. First half was a real struggle for them, and Crystal Palace were certainly the team looking like they were going to break the deadlock before Dewsbury Hall did it, hitting the woodwork twice. But now they have a little comfortable setting, and they lead by 2 goals to 0. 54 minutes on the clock here. Here is Pickford now inside his own penalty area, sweeps it forward, left-footed, over the halfway line it goes, down that left-hand channel, but the ball goes out for a throw-in. Well, that goal from Everton has made Crystal Palace put on the substitutes here. Looks like they're going to be making a couple of changes from what we can see. Eddie Nketiah is going to be one of those. So we'll update you as soon as the changes are made. Nketiah and Muniz are going off the field. So on in their place is Jeremy Pino, and it looks like Kalali as well. So Anan Kalali, who joined from Union SG in the summer for around £24 million, and he got 3 league goals last season. But certainly shows what he can do in the meantime. Oh, and the volley comes in from Enjoy, and it's pushed away by Henderson. That could have been 3-0 to Everton there. Well, Crystal Palace, I don't know what is going on with them this half, but the first period, it's like they're a completely different team. They have not got going at all in the second half, and Everton have come out all guns blazing. Lovely piece of combination play down the left-hand side. Barry clipped the ball high. It come to Enjoy on the volley, hits the ball into the ground, and then it's pushed away by Henderson. Didn't quite pick the corner out. It was he was in a central position, volleyed it against the ground, and then Henderson pushed it away. But what a chance for Everton there to make it 3, and that's surely game over, isn't it? You would think. Well, of course, we know teams can come back from 3 down, and even 4 down, but you feel the way this is going at the moment, it's one-way traffic. Well, there's the ball through Dewsbury Hall, chance here for another one, and that's a good block. Chris Richards gets in the way. Well, they need to wake up here, Crystal Palace. They are completely asleep. They just cannot seem to get to grips with this Everton side that has come out firing on all cylinders in this second half. And they certainly need to block that firing, that's for sure, and they need to do it quickly before they go further behind. As Jeremy Pino, one of the changes who's come on, he's been able to make something of it there. And the Spaniard got 2 goals and 2 assists last season, the signing from Villarreal. There was big promise that he would turn out to be a bit of a special one, but hasn't quite materialised yet, but still only 23 years of age, of course. He did come on. His last appearance, actually, competitive appearance, was when he came on for Spain in the 1-0 win over Uruguay in the summer, as Mikalenko trying to drive forward there down that left-hand side, but he's not going to get there. Instead, Crystal Palace will pick up possession. Here is Kameda, rolls it back to Richards, out to this left-hand side. Riyad Now Kameda now over the halfway line. Back into Wharton. Wharton tried to feed it through first time, then he goes down, he got it back, but then he was fouled there by Hackney. Will be a free kick to Crystal Palace. So look to take quickly. Some kind of spark somewhere. Here is Kameda to get back into this one. Here is Jeremy Pino, rolls the ball, that's better. Mitchell to the byline, tries to get the cross in first time, and Roll does really well. And in fact, is he going to get a goal kick out of that? Or a free kick? I think he's going to get one or the other, because his persistence there to stop Tyrick Mitchell from crossing from the left-hand byline was something applauded by his boss there. He would not give up the ghost there, Merlin Roll. And in the end, deflected the ball clear. And just about to hit the hour mark here. We are listening to unofficial studio-based off-tube commentary here on Merseyside. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Here is Enjoy on the right-hand side, into the penalty area, to the byline, gets the cross in. Oh, Henderson punches it away, and the ball ends up right on that far left-hand channel, which enables Crystal Palace to clear, which they're not doing a very good job about here. And Everton have won it back. Here's Dewsbury Hall to the byline, trying to ruffle his way through there, but Chris Richards stops him in his tracks there. Well, once again, Everton causing problems. And here they come again. A nice run through by Armstrong. Dewsbury Hall out to the right-hand side to Enjoy. Looking to take on his man Isaac. Cuts in field. Back to Roll. Everton have it. 10 yards outside the Crystal Palace penalty area. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Feeds it into Armstrong now. On the edge of the D. Oh, he just lost control of it there. Did the young 19-year-old. And he couldn't quite fire a shot away. Harrison Armstrong. He was actually on loan at Preston last season. There's the young man. He did play 13 league games though for Everton last season. Impressed, and that's why David Moyes has given him a shout today. Here in the centre midfield alongside Hayden Hackney. Ball back into the feet of Henderson. Now he'll play it back to Mitchell. To this left-hand side. Palace have possession on the edge of their own area at the moment, not really going anywhere. Now he's Wharton. Feeds it into the centre circle. Kameda. This is better from Palace. Much brighter. Out to the right-hand side. Bit of space now for Jonathan Mooney. Oh, tried to run at him. Didn't. Clipped the ball into the box, away by Roll. Is he going to find Enjoy? It is. He's just about going to clear it away, and he does really well. He puts it to Roll now. Oh, and Barry's gone down. The referee waves play on. He's Pina on the edge of the D. He's going to fire a shot in. He tried his best to, but really good play by Everton again, getting a foot in and blocking the ball. Certainly doing what they have been asked to do there. And but Palace have possession. And Kalali's on the right-hand side if he needs it. Back to the Jeremy Pino again. Now out to Kalali. Two substitutes combining. Wharton now driving forward. Out to the left to Kameda. Kameda puts it out to Mitchell. Palace have it. They're not really going anywhere at the moment though. Not seeming to break forward. They might do here. Here's Pino looking to try and do that. Tees it up. 30 yards from goal. Camvo slips it through, but it's a poor ball. And he'll go out for a goal kick to Everton. As Crystal Palace look to make a further double change here. Just trying to see whether it's Sosa that's coming on, I think. Well, we'll soon let you know. But Jean-Philippe Mateta is going off the field. A man who could have had 2 goals on another afternoon. He hit the post and put one over the bar. Dwight McNeil is also off. So McNeil and Mateta are off. And they're just waiting for the changes on in their places. Is Strand Larsen, the former Wolverhampton Wanderers striker, of course. So he's one of them. And Gessan as well, the Ivorian striker. So Palace throwing on the big guns now. Evan Gusson He's on loan, should I say, from Aston Villa. He played 13 league appearances for Villa before going on loan to Crystal Palace and playing 8 league games. He did get a goal in that. Was 8 league games for the Eagles. So he's on. Efan Gassen is on. So Palace making 4 changes now. And, it'll be interesting to see what they can make of this. Brisbane looked to strike that in, but it wasn't to be. And then it's cleared away. But seeing those goals again, they were well taken, really, greatly finished off. It was Dewsbury Hall who thumped it into the far right corner. Brilliant strike with his left boot. That was the first one, and the second one was a accomplished header from Tiano Barry from 6 yards out after the cross had been delivered from the right from Njai. So those are the 2 goals that currently see Everton 2 clear here on Merseyside. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. There's Wharton looking to change that though. Clips it over the top. Pickford comes out of his goal and he gets it well, and then he whacks it clear over halfway. It will go. It's gone to Henderson. He's just about got that there. Well, the ball actually went past him there inside the penalty area, and you thought for a moment he might actually leave that. Had he done so, well, it would have been an open goal for an Everton player to put the ball into the back of the net, but there you go. Not to be. In the meantime, here's Kameda, who's just playing a bit forward. Gassan goes for the strike, a low one. Decent effort there. And Pickford has to hold on to it. Certainly stung the gloves of Jordan Pickford there. Nice little play between Pino and Kameda. Made a tease it up. He was 20 yards from goal. Gassan, right of centre, hit it low on the laces. But Pickford got behind it well and held on to it. In the meantime, the ball is punted high over the Crystal Palace defence, but see to it very neatly. And here come Crystal Palace now with Richards. Back to Camvo. Now with the American Chris Richards. He's been at Crystal Palace quite a while now, since 22, since his move from Bayern. Got an assist in the 2-1 win, friendly win over Fulham a couple of weeks ago. And here he is again on the ball. He's more known for his defending though than scoring goals, isn't he? As he's again to the feet of Wharton. Wharton has it inside the centre circle. 66 minutes on the clock. Everton lead by 2 goals to 0. Here is Gessa. And the substitutes has come on. One of the 4 changes that Crystal Palace have made. As Everton are yet to make a change so far. And it's fair to say they really don't need to, because they've been playing as well as they could have. Meantime, will be a throw-in to Everton. And now it's feeding possession. Nice and neatly there. Ball played to the left-hand side. Here is George. Nice ball into the penalty area. Dewsbury Hall gets it back. Barry! Oh, has he gone down? Well, he did, but I think it was half-hearted, really. Everton looking for a penalty, but I think it would have been harsh as he spun on the ball inside the area down the left-hand side. It was more of let's just have a look. Well, it was Mikolenko actually fed it back to him. Let's have a look. He's in the area. Yeah, he's trying to hold off the Palace man. I can't see that being a penalty. And then the 2 collide and go down. So 6.5 a dozen of the other. Very similar to the one in the first half, really, which wasn't given after a VAR review. And it looks like the Crystal Palace man is receiving treatments. What does the new head coach of Crystal Palace do now? He's already made 4 changes, running out of options in terms of what he can do, isn't he? of course Pierre Sarge. There's real pain going on here for the Crystal Palace man. We have a little break in play. He's really struggling. He's Riyadh here, and it looks like Crystal Palace might have to make a fifth and final change here. Keep up to date with that one. He's holding his right ankle. That could be a problem. Well, just to bring you up to date with the other scores this afternoon in this league, it's Ipswich Town 1, Sunderland 1. Ipswich taking the lead through Emerson before a cancellation from Angulo for Sunderland, so 1-1 there. Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds United 0. And earlier on it was Hull City 2, Manchester United 0. Shemi Ajayi, former West Bromwich Albion man, scoring there, as well as Mendy. So 2 goals to the good for Hull. As we wait for Riyadh to get back to his feet. It looks like the stretcher might have to come on. I think there's a real problem here. I don't think he's going to continue. He isn't. So the stretcher is on. Well, you don't see the stretcher that often, do you, these days? But we're seeing it here. And let's hope and cross our fingers it's not a bad one, really, for Chadi Riyadh. The Moroccan left-sided centre-back. Just getting onto the stretcher now. I imagine there'll be a fair whack of stoppage time added on at the end of this one. As Camvo goes over to get a drink. It'll just be a bit of time, won't it, really, for Pierre Sarge to get his players in and possibly give them a bit of a team talk, pep talk, whatever you may call it these days. There's Peter Reid, the Everton legend, it's fair to say, is here as well. Everton supporters sure will be much happier with the second half display. First half it really did take them a while to get going, and they certainly took the lead through the run of play, but they won't mind, will they? As for Crystal Palace, well, they need something special now to turn this around for the last 20 minutes, as Tomiyasu looks like he will be coming on. And Palace about to make this change, and Riyadh is still getting on the stretcher at the moment. They're putting everything together. Can't quite see what exactly the injury is, but I'm sure we'll know all about it. Looked like the left ankle, could be ligaments, couldn't it? Let's hope that's not the case. As the stretcher is now taking off Riyadh, to a huge amount of applause from the Crystal Palace and Everton supporters, may I add, which, like I say, it's not something you want to see, is it, on a football field at all? We don't want to see people injured, especially when it's as bad as that. And Riyadh, off he goes. So on in his place is the Japanese defender Takeru Tomiyasu. Roots of Arsenal, of course, but joined from Ajax in the summer. He's trudging his way off. He only spent one season, actually, with Ajax, where he played 9 league games, got 1 assist. Tomiyasu is on for Crystal Palace. Still no changes from Everton, though. They're happy with what they are currently putting together, and rightly so, really. Although can't imagine they'll go the whole game without any changes. Just a case of freshening things up, isn't it? Giving people a chance, possibly, which they can do. But in the meantime, we're back in play. Here is Enjoy straight away. He tried to feed it through on the left-hand side, but Everton have it inside the area, down the left-hand side. Barry with a shot, deflected. Is he going to be pushed away? No, it comes back to Barry again. Oh, and he fires it wide. It was George, actually. Ball came back out to him, and Tyreek George fires it left-footed over the crossbar. Well, what a chance that was. Just came back out to him. Ball ricocheted to him, and he thumped it viciously with his left foot. And over the bar it goes. Well, he was born in Camden, London, was Tyreek George, to a Ghanaian mother and Nigerian father. Wasn't far away with that one. Just a wicked effort over the bar. It's about 10 or 11 yards out on that left hand side, so, and I think because the ball came quick at him, maybe you could argue that was the case, but well, it wasn't to be for Everton, and it still remains 2-0 to the delight, I'm sure, of the Crystal Palace supporters and players, as he's volleyed clear now over the top strand. Larson nods it back. Oh, he's going to get on the end of it, is he? No. Everton clear it away, as Palace will try and pick up possession on this left hand side. Here is Mitchell trying to take on Enjoy. Slipped for the moment, but he's still got it on this left for Crystal Palace, and he's gone down now. A little bit of cramp, I think, with him, but play on. Palace want to get on with it. Here's Gassan into Wharton, who flicks it back to Gassan again. Now Kameda back out to the left hand side. Crystal Palace have possession deep inside the Everton half. Everton have got everybody back behind the ball now. Here is Kameda, slips it through. Chancia, nice little 1-2. Wharton, Gassan, lovely play, but Everton pick the pockets, and here they come with Dewsbury Hall. One first time ball over to Barry. They try to catch Palace on the break, and Palace do well. Here is Mitchell back into the feet of Kameda. Over the halfway line he will go into the centre circle, looking for support. Not a lot of options for him at the moment, but now Pino will come to the ball. He plays it back. Still no movement on the Everton bench in terms of changes. Kameda into the feet of here is Camvo, feeds it out to the right hand side. Now here's a run. Here's Kalali, tries to go past his man. Well, he did get past Mikalenko, but he didn't take the ball with him and decided to tug down Mikalenko. So it will be a free kick to Everton. They will take that all day. 15 minutes to go here on Merseyside. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Very good afternoon if you have just tuned in to us here on the unofficial studio based off Tube commentary. Ball is punted forward. Richards is under it, heads it clear. Palace trying to pick up possession in the middle of the park. Pino trying to get past one, he does. Plays it inside to Gessan. Palace trying to move through the lines, but again they seem a little bit slow. They were very quick in the first half, but tempo seems to have slowed down, and Kameda tries to put an outside the ball through. It's cut out by Enjoy, but Kameda wins it back for Palace now. He's got Kalali making a great run on the right hand side if he needs him, but ignores him for the moment. Here is Wharton into Gessan now. Gessan with a cross, decent ball, headed away by Tarkowski. And here's Dewsbury Hall. He goes down for the free kick, and he's got it as well. And Gessan's gone absolutely balmy at the referee there. He is not happy at all. Evan Gessan, let's have a look at that. Well, he got the right foot in. I'm not so sure, you know. I think there's not too much to argue about there. And so it will be a free kick to Everton, which Pickford will look to take and launch it forward. And then looks like there's a foul there. Tieno Barry, there is. So Everton are about to be making a double substitution. I did say, didn't I didn't think they'd go through the whole game without making any changes. That certainly is the case here. Two players waiting to come on, and we'll let you know who they are in just a few moments or so. But I can tell you that Beto is one of those that is warming up, and so is James Garner as well. So wait and see what happens here. And I think Tieno Barry might be one of those that's coming off. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Tieno Barry is one. Well, he can be pleased with his first league goal of the season. Nice 6-yard header. So he will be replaced by the big man Beto. And so on comes the Guinea-Bissau striker. 9 league goals last season for him. In his place, Etienne Barry. Just waiting to see. Looks like James Garner is going to be the other player that comes on. Bring you up to date as soon as that one goes through. It's going to be Hayden Hackney, I think, that comes off. So Hackney is off and James Garner is on. Straight swap for both then. Better will just go and play in that number 9 up top, while James Garner will sit in the midfield where Hackney was originally. Here is Kameda out to the left hand side. And Crystal Palace have a bit of possession. Here is Mitchell inside to Kameda again, who's been a lot more menacing in the final third. There's it back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu trying to move the ball forward. No one really trying to get on the end of it for Crystal Palace though, and Everton again get it away. Here is Beto. Just being cautious. Here is James Garner, gets his first touch since coming on. Enjoy back into Garner again. He goes down. Give for a free kick. Referee says no. I have to say, I thought it was, but not to be. Now Pino, he falls on the floor, and Roll is going to roll that back. Pardon the pun. Back to his goalkeeper Pickford, who hits it first time on the left foot, but gets it all wrong, so it goes out for a throw-in. As the Prime Minister is still there, not leaving early on any terms by the looks of it. The side lead by 2-0. Here is Tomiyasu for Crystal Palace. It's the 1-2 with Mitchell. Gets it back. Here is Mitchell now on the left hand side. First time ball into the box. Good defending by Everton there. They get it right. Branthwaite it was that cleared it away. Here is George trying to keep it in. He's not going to do so. We'll go out for a Crystal Palace throw. So we've got 10 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time, and I think there'll be a fair chunk of that as well. After Chadi Riyad had to be stretchered off after a clash inside the box, but in the meantime Palace feed the ball out to Mitchell on this left hand side. He can't keep it in, and it will be a goal kick to Everton, and that really does sum up Crystal Palace's second half display. And Mitchell just certainly realises how bad that was and how he should have controlled it, really. Just let the ball run through his foot. Lack of concentration, I think, out for a goal kick. So like I say, it's like two different teams, really. In the first half, Crystal Palace were certainly the better of the two sides and hit the woodwork a couple of times, had a chance, went over the bar from 6 yards out as well, Mateta. Everton took the lead through Dewsbury Hall, and it has to be said, since then, really, they've been in full control. As Kameda wins possession for Palace, but maybe they've got time to get something back into it. Here is Mitchell. Back to Kameda. They haven't really tested Pickford at all in this second half. Back to Strand Larsen. Gessan, that's a great tackle by Tarkowski there to win it back for Everton, but Kameda comes back in and wins it. Here's Tomiyasu. Two Japanese midfielders combining. Mitchell back to Tomiyasu again. Kameda clips the ball into the high far post, but it's cleared away again by Everton. They're defending very, very well. They've got a good shape here. Tomiyasu might let fly though. 30 yards out. It's got a bit of space here. Instead he feeds it out to Mitchell. Back to Kameda again. I think he should have shot there, Tomiyasu. Certainly a chance to do so. He decided for the pass. Mitchell back to Kameda. Clips it in right footed towards the back post. Up goes the heads. Everton don't deal. This shot comes in. Oh, and it's deflected away there by Tarkowski. Well, the ball was smashed back in there, but Tarkowski got behind it and cleared it away with his right foot. Brilliant clearance, it has to be said. But well, let's just have a look at this again. It bounced once, comes out on the right side of the area. It was smashed back in by Camvo towards... It's going in, you know. It's going in towards that far left-hand side, but it wasn't to be. In the meantime, Everton are going to be making another change, and of course it's a man that Crystal Palace know well, Brennan Johnson, who of course joined Everton from Palace in the summer. He is on, and off is George. So Palace making the changes there. Or should I say, that's where you get confused. Everton making the change. Brennan Johnson then. What can he do in an Everton shirt? He's on for George. So Crystal Palace will pick up possession. Is there time for Palace to get back into this one? Inside the centre circle. As rolling the ball around to Tomiyasu. Back into Richards. Inside the centre circle now. Kamada, they're not going anywhere. Crystal Palace shifting the ball around nicely, but they're going backwards, sideways. No forward passing at the moment. Give credit to Everton. They're doing everything they can to defend, but now Tomiyasu will drive forward. He's got Pino to the left. He uses Pino. Here is Pino looking to take on two Everton players. Tries to clip it in right footed. The ball was blocked. Good defended again by Everton there. But the ball is back with Pino again. Rolls it inside. Tomiyasu. Crystal Palace need to get the ball into the box. They're not doing it at the moment. Everton just very structured, very well organised. Sea of blue behind the ball, which Crystal Palace cannot break down. Wharton goes for the diagonal ball into the box. Meat and drink for Roll to head clear. Here is Mitchell again on the left-hand side. Plays it inside to Wharton. Try to feed it through, but Everton do well and win it back. Here is Better. Back to Dewsbury Hall, one of the goal scorers, of course, this afternoon. Under pressure from Guesson, he goes down, and that will be a free kick to Everton. Guesson getting too close to him there. And just pulling the shirts of the Everton midfielder. He got 8 league goals in his debut season to Dewsbury Hall in an Everton shirt. He's got one to start off already this season as well. What a fine strike it was. But here come Everton again. Here is Mikalenko. Play the ball inside. He's got it again on this left. Plays it to Dewsbury Hall with a cross. Oh, right across the face of the goal. Flung it in beautifully to Dewsbury Hall. He's had a marvellous game, it has to be said, and there he was again, took a touch, fired it in left-footed, right, the ball bounced in the 6-yard area on the right-hand side, but it goes out for a goal kick. Just needed a touch from an Everton player. Fizzed it in beautifully, but it wasn't to be. And now Crystal Palace will come forward with Richards. Into Tomiyasu, 4 minutes remaining here on Merseyside. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Have Palace got it in them to give Everton a little bit of a fright? Well, on that evidence, no they haven't, because Gressender's lost the ball. And now Everton can come forward on the counter if they get this right. And here's Brennan Johnson on the right hand side, just holding the ball up. Tomiyasu in close company, so is Mitchell. He's gone down, Brennan Johnson, and he's won a free kick as well. Great play there by the Everton number 22. Just collected the ball on the right hand side. Waited for Tomiyasu to commit, put it through his legs. Tomiyasu dragged him down, so did Mitchell. They both combined, and he has won his side a free kick. In, has to be said, a relatively dangerous position as well on this right hand side. It's about 7 yards outside the Crystal Palace corner of the penalty area. So a chance to whiz the ball in here from Dewsbury Hall with that left foot. If he gets this right, this could be a problem here for Crystal Palace. You all know the technique he can show with that left foot. There it goes, it's a poor one. Oh, and we'll say that, it was a poor one. But Mitchell got a connection to it, and luckily it was only a slight one, so it went straight into the hands of Henderson. But with the fizz on the ball there, that could have been a very interesting situation for Henderson, but as it was, because it just nicked off him, it fell into the arms of the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. And here come Palace now with Camvo. Out to the right hand side to Kalali. Kalali puts it into Strand Larsen, who chests it down. Here come Palace on the attack down the right hand side. Can they get themselves a goal back in this and set up a tense last few moments for Everton? Not to be. Everton again very solid in their approach, clearing the ball away, but Crystal Palace will try again. Here is Wharton, out to the left hand side to Pino, curls in right foot. It's a teaser from Pino, but Pickford reads it well, gathers it on the edge of his 6-yard area. But here come Everton now on the right hand side. Here's Brennan Johnson, back to Roll inside to Garner, who flicks it with the right foot. What a ball that is, and Brennan Johnson's trying to get the pace on Tomiyasu, but Tomiyasu does well, gets back, and in the end the Crystal Palace man is pushed over by Johnson as he tried to get through him. So Crystal Palace will have a free kick on the edge of their own area, but that's not where they want the ball at the moment. They want it on the edge of the Everton area, don't they? As here comes Camvo now, striding forward towards the centre circle, plays a short ball into Richards, back to Camvo it will go, out to Tomiyasu. Now Tomiyasu's been put under pressure by Dewsbury Hall, goes past him though, feeds it down the left hand channel, but it's a poor ball really, and Roll will see to that for Everton. Back to Pickford, he clears it forward. Now Dewsbury Hall gets away from one, gets away from two, tries to play the ball on the left hand side, but gets the pass all wrong, and it's the first thing he's done wrong really all afternoon. Keenan Dewsbury Hall. So now Palace will have possession. It's inside their own half. We've got 7 minutes of stoppage time to play, so there's still enough time for Crystal Palace to get something out of this one. They don't look like they're going to, but it only takes a second to score a goal, doesn't it? Just a chance. Or here is Kalali on that far right hand side, within the touchline, rolls it inside to Camvo, back out to Gesson now to Kalali again, who's just got his foot on the ball at the moment but not going anywhere. Again Crystal Palace play the cautious approach. They go all the way back to the halfway line. Tomiyasu, that's credit to Everton, we're standing firm. Pino cuts in field, 20 yards from goal, clips the ball into the box, ball's up in the air, Pickford does well, collects it, and he'll take a few minutes out of that, I'm sure. The Everton goalkeeper, and get ready to thump it on the volley, left footed, over the halfway line. Down the left hand channel it will go. Crystal Palace clear it away. Only as far as Everton once again, and that's been the story really. Whenever Palace have had the ball, they've been giving it away cheaply, especially in this second half. Both teams were doing it in the first, but at least with Palace there was still an invention there. There's been no invention or creativity at all in this second half. I'm not sure what has gone wrong with them. I'm sure Pierre Sarge will take a good look at that if it remains as it is. But in the meantime, Strand Larsen gets his header in, but Pickford holds on to the ball. Well, that's the first real test Pickford has had to face in the second half. It was Kalali who clipped the cross from the right hand side. Strand Larsen's up on the 6-yard area, but his header is parried away. And here come Everton now on the counter down the left hand side. Can they induce former damage to Crystal Palace here? Unable to do so. Enjoy tried to skip away from the challenge, but Palace do well and defend it. Here come Everton again. Here's Garner out to that left hand side. Are they going to go to the corner? I think they are, Everton. Here is Enjoy. Now they play it back out to the left hand side to Dewsbury Hall. It's very cautious now from Everton. They're not looking for the third goal. Here is Enjoy, back to Dewsbury Hall, trying to get it over to that left-hand side where the corner flag is. But in the meantime, Gassan will go on a run for Crystal Palace over the halfway line, but his touch is too heavy. And it'll go straight back to Everton. Here is Roll down the line to Brennan Johnson. Johnson tried to feed it down the channel where Roll had made the overlap run, but Palace clear it away. And it looks like Everton are going to be making, I would think, a fourth and final change, and it's going to be Dewsbury Hall who goes off the field, and rightly so. He gets a pat on the back from his teammates, and a great reception from the Everton supporters who have enjoyed his performance this afternoon, and his goal of course as well. And what a strike that was. Just seen it again on the monitor, the way he just leathers it left-footed into that far right corner from 8 yards out. Beautiful precision in the goal. So Alcaraz is on. Carlos Alcaraz on the field for the last few moments or so. The Argentine, who joined from Flamenco back in 2025. Originally joined on loan to Everton. He was on loan from Southampton. Here come Everton again on that right hand side as Roll has won a throw in, and it's right where Everton wanted as well, right by the corner flag here. A chance to keep it where they want it, really. Has tried to be controlled there by Armstrong, but Palace again see to it comfortably. Well, we are approaching the final stages now, as we're in the 5th minute of the 7 added on. It's Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Ball goes back to Henderson. Out to the right hand side. Palace look at it, trying to piece their way forward, unable to do so. Carlos Alcaraz wins it back for Everton, slips it through. This is good play back to Alcaraz. He's going to fire it in low. He does, but it's straight into the goalkeeping hands of Henderson. And now Palace will try and break their way through the lines here. Well, they need something. It's a little bit late, I think, to get back into it. It's a goal would certainly just breed confidence. Here is Mitchell, plays it down the left-hand side. Pino now cuts in. Oh, he's into the air. Chance here for Pino. Curls it right-footed. But it's well over the crossbar from Yeremy Pino. And you would think that might just be that in terms of the final piece of jigsaw. But great play by Pino. Got it on the left-hand side. He completely teased Roll, cut in, and then curled it with his right foot 20 yards out, but it goes well over the crossbar. The applause from Pierre Sarge, though, Crystal Palace head coach, tells you what he thought of that. I don't think he'll be too impressed with his side's second half showing, that's for sure. It was Kameda, and the referee will put his whistle to his lips any second now. I would think we have played the 7 added on minutes as Armstrong goes in and wins the tackle. There's no foul, and play on here for Everton. Have they got time for a third one? And the ball goes out for a throw. Paul Tierney looks to the heights, and is he going to blow his whistle? He is going to blow his whistle. It's full time here on Merseyside, and Everton get things off and running with a 2-0 victory. A goal in either half by Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and Tieno Barry is enough to give Everton a firm start. But Crystal Palace will rue those first half missed chances where they hit the woodwork twice. Wasn't to be for them. It's finished here. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. I hope you've enjoyed it listening to us, and a very good afternoon to you all. Thank you.